Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you what heat does to plasterboard or drywall. And what we have here is an old room, and you remember the old lights, the sort of dome lights that got screw fixed to the ceiling, and inside them there was a halogen bulb. Now once those halogen bulbs are on, they produce so much heat, and because these lights are sort of this close to the ceiling, that heat is just always on the plasterboard. And I see it every time that they're removed. The sort of section of plasterboard where the light was is just so soft and brittle, and it just falls away. And even if it hasn't been painted, the paper on the plasterboard is actually burnt. It's actually black, and that's what you get sometimes when the lights were fitted before the ceiling got painted on a new build. So it's quite unbelievable, really, that it possibly could produce a fire hazard or a fire. You know, some of them I've taken down and it's just black. But then this one was obviously painted, but what happens is the paper comes away from the plaster, and then the plaster is just so soft and brittle, and it just falls apart. So you really got to be careful with these, and this is why they're sort of phasing them out and replacing them with LEDs and stuff. But instead of just filling the hole, you can't. This is just soft, and it's just, so we just have to replace all that. What I do is I cut a section out. You put the knife in like that, and it goes straight through so you can sort of feel where it's, you know, that there's hard, but then when it's going straight through, so I can feel, you know, even there's soft, because the light was quite big, the old lights. So we sort of work our way back to sort of want to cut there. So we'll cut a section out there. Now the easiest thing to do, instead of cutting a hole and then getting a new piece of plasterboard and measuring it, cutting it to fit, what I'm going to do is roughly measure what we've got here. Let's go 300 by 300, and what I'll do is I'll cut my piece first. So I've got a piece here, and this method doesn't even have to be nice and straight. So I'll just quickly mark 300 there, 300 here. Because we're tracing around it, it's going to be the perfect fit anyway. So it doesn't have to be perfectly square and straight, as long as it's reasonable. But what you got to do is mark which way around it goes. So I put a mark there, and we're going to be roughly on the marks and a mark here, so I know which way it goes around, because it's not perfectly square. So I'll cut that out, that'll fit perfectly. And some of you say, why aren't you using a multi-tool? Well, by the time I go to the truck, get the multi-tool out, get the blade, battery and everything, I'll have this cut with the Stanley knife. Yep, it's a bit of effort, but it's faster and cleaner, less dust, less noise. This has even got the date on it. It's bit of plasterboard, May 95. That was made, well, this house was built. But you can see, you know, just how brittle that is. It's just what heat does to plaster over 30 years. So that'll go in there just nicely. Look at that. We'll just get some timbers, screw them on the ends, and we're good to go. And even just looking at that bit of timber there from the heat, it's split.